Good evening and welcome to Up South, your window to South India every evening at 6:30 p.m. on India Today with me, T.S. Sudhir. The instant food favorite of many an Indian in the country is now in a controversy. Maggi is in a soup. In the biggest blow to Nestle India, which manufactures Maggi noodles, the Delhi government has imposed a 15-day ban on Maggi noodles. The ban will be reviewed after 15 days, and in the next fortnight, Nestle has been told to remove all Maggi products from their shelves in Delhi. Future Group, which controls Big Bazaar, has also stopped sale of Maggi at outlets. In their official statement, Big Bazaar said that the sale has been stalled due to consumer safety concerns. Not just in Delhi, Maggi samples across the country are facing intense security scrutiny. Kerala has decided to ban Maggi sale in 1,000 government outlets, while states like Karnataka, Gujarat, Telangana, West Bengal have sent samples for testing. Rajasthan and Bihar have ordered a probe. The West Bengal government has sought a report and made it clear that if excessive lead is found, the company won't be spared. Maggi has been at the center of a controversy since laboratory tests ordered by food inspectors in Uttar Pradesh recently found excessive lead content in a batch of noodles. Joining me now from Thiruvananthapuram is my colleague Revati Rajivan. Revati, there has been a twist in tail as far as Kerala is concerned, because now Kerala, which was among the first to ban the sale of Maggi products in state-run stores, now says that there is no content of lead beyond permissible limits. Now, but the test result for MSG content in Maggi products is awaited. Now, Revati, has this created more confusion among consumers?
Yes, it has definitely created more confusion among the consumers. They are now more cautious and following the footsteps of the government outlets. Even private outlets are now slowly withdrawing the stock from their outlets. Now, let me get you some voices from Trivandrum. You've heard the Maggi controversy. Now, are you surprised? I'm sure your kids love Maggi. And how are you reacting to this?
I am thinking there is a lot of processed food that is being drilled into the kids' heads through a lot of commercials during cartoon shows, video shows, whatever, and I think it should stop. India had spun out a generation of very smart people, and the future of our country depends on the brain power of our kids. And I think all the processed food, the additives, the preservatives, everything in it so the taste of Maggi is because of the MSG, the taste enhancer in it. You add, if you want the kids to eat it, if Maggi is the only thing your kids eat, add it to good food if that's absolutely needed. But then also be cautious that your kids are going to be tuned into the taste of MSG and will crave that in future. So it's absolutely essential that the mothers and the parents should give good, natural, organic sources of food to kids.
Okay, what about you? Are you a fan of Maggi? And if yes, after this controversy, have you stopped eating Maggi?
I was a fan of Maggi. I used to have Maggi regularly, but I immediately stopped consumption after hearing this news. It's like, I lost the trust in the brand,
So you're hearing voices from Trivandrum. This is just a representation of several other voices, cautious consumers here in the city. Sudhir.
Revati, a quick word on when the test results for the MSG content in Maggi products will come as far as Kerala is concerned.
So the test for the MSG content is expected to be available in another 2 days, is what the Food Commissioner here has said.
Okay, fine. Revati Rajivan, thanks a lot for joining us there from Thiruvananthapuram. In neighbouring Tamil Nadu, it's not just the Maggi products that are in trouble, but in Coimbatore, a father of an infant actually found 28 live larvae in the Nestle milk powder. This was on the 14th of April, after which he actually approached Nestle and they offered to refund the amount, but he decided to go to the Tamil Nadu Food Safety Department. And based on the report of the Food Safety Department, which found the sample unsafe with 28 live larvae, this person decided to file a complaint against Nestle. Meanwhile, the child that had had a portion of the milk powder developed skin allergy and had to be hospitalized.
அவங்க 18th அன்னைக்கு வந்துட்டு போய் அவங்க வருவாங்கன்னு பார்த்தப்ப அவங்க வரல. ஸோ 28th கொடுத்தப்ப லேபில் உடனே ரிப்போர்ட் கிடைக்காதாம்மா. 30 days ஆகுமாம்மா லேபில், கவர்மெண்ட் லேபில் கொடுத்தோம்னா 30 days to 40 days ஆகும் நாங்கள். ஸோ அதுதான் காலதாமதம், வேற ஒன்றும் இல்லை.
the lab food analyst, after examining, they sent it by post, the report by post, and they received it, and we have made it public. They have also preferred, my client has also preferred a complaint before the Food Safety Authority to take appropriate measures against the company. And we are also probing all legal avenues which can be dealt with regard to this company.
Let me cut across to my colleague Shisha Reddy joining me from Chennai. Shisha, what has been the impact of this entire controversy in Chennai? Is Maggi as a popular brand being shunned at the moment in Chennai, or also in the light of what has happened in Coimbatore that we just reported, are other Nestle products also facing the heat?
Well, Sudhir, at this point in time, there is no, apprehension as far as these products are concerned, because it continues to be in the shelves of a lot of departmental store. In fact, because people do know that the food has been adulterated, but that this is now has been brought to light only now. But they have been using it for a very long time, so it actually not shocked the people. But yes, the Tamil Nadu government has sent the food samples of Maggi, and the results will be out in the next 2 days, depending on which the shock factor might go up. In fact, let me just quickly ask you, sir, because you have been talking about how your grandchildren, eat Maggi like almost every day. So how do you react to this? Has it really shocked you that Maggi has lead and MSG content in it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really worried about the levels of lead in it. But generally, if you go in Delhi, in the recent past, the air pollution is very great. There is no point in getting apprehension about it. Likewise, they are taking measures to reduce the air pollution. Likewise, most importantly, they should reduce the lead content. They should confiscate good if need be and do the needful.
All right, sir. So what is your point of view, sir? Because now that after this controversy, after the reports of lead content in the Maggi, so now that you have decided not to buy Maggi for your children?
Definitely, I am really shocked, because our children, especially my daughter, she is very keen and eating the Maggi because of taste and all. I don't know exactly. We don't know again the exact combination of this chemical what they are using. We are laymen and we are purchasing from very good shops. But our food industry never tested. It is a shock news for us.
Right. So what is yours? Do you also echo a similar opinion, or it's like, okay, because we continue to eat Maggi, or we continue to taste other foods, even after like the food has been adulterated. So even this is just going to be just another news. You're going to continue having Maggi, or what is your reaction?
Yeah, it's really we like to avoid those kind of foods. Actually, we want to Indianize our foods much more better way.
But do you think your kids will be okay with, if you tell them that no, I'm not going to give you Maggi today?
Actually, we have avoided giving a right from my son is now 5 years old. Right from my wife is very particular to avoid these kind of foods. So we just don't even go for pizza shops right now. We are just avoiding all those kind of stuffs now. Based on these reports, we have just stopped going into KFCs kind of stuffs. So this is, we want to Indianize ourselves in a better way. Right. That's what junk is, not the junk, but we are trying to have our Indianized junks now.
That's right. Yeah. So a well precautionary measure is what people in Chennai are of course taking. And quickly, before I wrap it up, Sudhir, he has some point to say.
Yeah, similarly, the cows are being given hormone injection to get more yield. What is the measure taken on all those things? And if we eat grapes, we cannot. In the olden days, we used to pluck grapes and eat. Nowadays, you cannot do that.
Right. So you're precisely saying that we have to just put up with it, because the food has been adulterated. It's not just with Maggi or anything, but even the day-to-day food that we intake has a lot of adulteration.
Right, Shisha, thanks a lot for those interesting voices coming from Chennai. In fact, Karnataka's Health Minister, UT Khadar, is with us on Up South. Mr. Khadar, you sent the samples from Karnataka to different labs for testing, including private labs. Now, as Karnataka's Health Minister, are you saying that the safety of people who consume Maggi products is at risk? What evidence do you have to back that?
See, as the controversy and evidence, it is you media people has given us from 2-3 days. Concerning this, we have asked our health department and food safety officers to collect the sample from the retail shops and public places and unit where they manufacture. And this should be tested in NBL accredited lab only. And we have got government NBL accredited lab only in CFTR in Mysore, which is centrally managed. Right. And we have got few private NBL lab also. So we asked the private NBL also, the sample is sent there. The private lab have received our samples and they said they will give the report within 48 hours. The CFTR in Mysore, they have rejected our sample, quoting some of the sections that they can't test it. So regarding this, I will write a letter to our Central Health Minister and Central Science and Technology Minister.
Right. Mr. Khatar, will you also test other brands? Are you telling consumers not to consume Maggi products till it comes clean, and also shopkeepers in Karnataka not to sell Maggi?
See, it is a health is concern, the public concern should be there. The people also should involve themselves to get a healthy society. Only act and ban is not successful. So until we get a final report and take an action, whatever action it is, whatever direction we give, till then I have requested the people of Karnataka not to buy these items which are controversial and assumed to be unhealthy to the society. And I have asked the retail shop owners also not to sell it, because money is not important, health of the society is important. So it is our request. Once we get a report, once we take a decision, then it will be an order.
Right, Mr. Yuti Khatar, thanks a lot for joining us there from Bengaluru. Also joining me now is our Deputy Editor Rohini Swami. Rohini, you were telling me that you had Maggi for breakfast today, so obviously your state's health minister isn't going to be very pleased with you.
Well, he did give me sound advice to saying that I should not be consuming that as much as I already have been saying. But the point is that, yes, after that I tried to go around the shops and ask people, because what the health minister said, he has told people not to sell them as much and people to not consume it. I found it difficult to find this packet because the people have withdrawn them from stores. These are private stores I'm talking about, not just government shops. And they're saying, yes, there's a controversy, possibly this could also be poisonous. So they also told me that I should not be consuming it. But let me tell you that the fact that it's not about just Maggi, and that is what the health minister also said, it's about noodles as such that they are also looking at. Possibly while making that, there could be something that they're using in terms of monosodium glutamate that is causing these high levels that could possibly be very hazardous to health. I have here she's a young student, but you also rely largely on things like Maggi, which is synonymous to noodles now, to the fact that for food consumption, because that's all you get in hostels, right? What do you think? You think that they should have been more responsible when they're making such things, that it's to do with people's health?
Yes, actually, I think that ban is not an option. I think government and the health commission should be more particular about this, about the manufacturing of the Maggi. And we, as a student, we rely only on Maggi because, you know, it's like a savior.
Yeah. I remember those days when we used to also learn to make Maggi on even iron boxes. Yeah. But as of now, have you stopped consuming?
I'm trying, though it's quite difficult for me to do that because I'm a student, because we need something to eat, and it's like a savior. Maggi is our savior, so we rely only on Maggi. So now I think that government and the health commission should be more particular about this case because it's about the health of the citizens.
So on a more serious note, the fact remains that yes, people are looking at the fact that the test results should come, and the Karnataka government has sent samples, while the CFTRI, which is the national body, has returned that request saying they cannot do those testings. The private labs are doing the testings, and we are hoping that the sample results will be back with the Karnataka government tomorrow to tell us whether Maggi is safe in Karnataka or not.
Right. In fact, the results of all those tests in different states will be awaited in the next 24 to 48 hours. Rohini Swami, thanks a lot for joining us there from Bengaluru. Time for a break on Up South. After the break, we look at a Chennai school that seems to have set a rather dangerous precedent. South. Now, a school in Chennai has set a rather dangerous precedent that only if you pay a higher fee, your child will get better facilities, including protection against child sexual abuse. Pratibha Raman reports from Chennai.
Have more money, get more facilities. That is the dangerous precedent a school in Chennai has set. In a case of alleged discrimination, an upscale private school in Chennai has given parents two options for school fees. If parents pay around Rs 60,000, which is more than the fixed amount determined by a state-appointed committee, then their children will get better facilities, including protection against child sexual abuse.
According to option 1, the student gets basic education and about 5 hours of schooling and nothing else. Insofar as the second option is concerned, everything, starting even from training the child against sexual abuse, that also gets covered under option 2.
And we put our heads together, we spoke to parents, and every other parent is unanimously with us in terms of supporting this cause. This is a greater cause, and I think what is happening in this school will set an example for the rest of the other institutions that education should never be treated as a corporate entity. It should never be treated as a business cause.
And if a child's parents are paying the lower fee, their vote will be excluded from basic activities like using the canteen, going for picnics and taking part in the school band. Based on the parents' petition, Justice Singaravelu Committee has initiated an inquiry, while the school management has remained silent all through.
What is horrifying is that the school treats even prevention of child sexual abuse as a luxury rather than an essential duty. The letter lists the following among the 59 privileges that a student paying rupees 30,000 extra a year will get. Pratibha Raman, Chennai, India Today.
Pratibha Raman is live with us from Chennai. Pratibha, given the kind of outrage against the school's decision, is the school likely to change its mind?
Well, Sudhir, if the agitation grew intense in the last 2 days, then the management only became even more adamant by the day, because there's been absolutely no word from the management. They did not really encourage the parents to come and have any kind of a meeting with the management, nor did they actually speak to the media too. They've been quite tight-lipped since the time that this news broke out. But then, now that the Justice Singaravelu Committee has initiated this probe, all eyes are on the management's version, whether they would justify this or whether they would actually retract. So, all of them are waiting for this inquiry to be set up as soon as possible, and once the statement of the management is out, we will have more on this. Sudhir.
Right, Pratibha Raman, keep tracking that story. We'll come back to you more as and when more developments take place in this story from Chennai. That's it then on Up South. News and updates will continue on India Today. Thanks for watching.